If you guys are looking to buy Madden Mobile coins, make sure to check out the coinstore.net. They have insanely cheap prices, really fast delivery, and great customer service. And make sure you use my code Ducky at checkout for 10% off of your order.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy DuckyTheGamer back again with another video. Now in today's video, I'm making another guide on how to get a potentially free elite. And I'm just going to say potentially because people may or may not spend Madden cash. I'm not spending any cash or coins on getting this player. But first off, I know I've been making a lot of these videos and I haven't been making a lot of pack openings because pack openings last year were really fun. There's a lot of packs to open. There's so much content around packs, but this year it's all Madden cash packs. So I'm not going to spend Madden cash each and every video just for like the video to not do good and continuously actually lose real money of mine. So a lot of people seem to be really loving these tutorials, like especially the promo tutorials and the tournament tutorials. People really love these. So today I have some really good tips, some actually really helpful tips that will hopefully let you guys get the new 83 overall lead that it is dropping week's tournament. So this time it's an 83 overall and it's actually the top 1%. So I don't know why they're making it so hard to get this time, but still, last time I did use all of my drives. I think I spent or I actually had around like 25 tickets, and I actually have 25 tickets right now, and I will be getting around a total of 30 tickets for this tournament. So I only used 25 tickets. I was really bad. I was playing against really hard people, and I made it super hard on myself. So I still finished in the top 1%, and I did really bad in my opinion. So if I do a lot better and I actually win, like, you know, 21 games, I will probably have a pretty good chance of getting this. And if you guys have been doing your daily goals every single day, you should have a lot of tickets now. Because I did place in the top 5%, they did give me more tickets as like a little bonus. But I haven't done any of today's daily bonuses. Now, as you can see here, 250 XP, 500 tournament XP. And once again, I know it is glitching. I'm not hacking. It's just my little program. But 250 XP, 250, and then if you win it, you get 900 tournament XP and 2,000 points along with 30 Madden cash. So doing your daily goals is basically the only way to actually to get tournament tickets. So if you're not doing this, then you really can't expect to get to top 1% and all that stuff. Like, oh, I can buy these. Don't spend your money on Madden cash. Like, spending 50 Madden cash for one ticket is pretty much a waste in my opinion. I know I did it, I actually spent some Madden cash last time, but that was my fault, and I did have a bunch of free Madden cash when I first started the game. So please don't spend your money on Madden cash unless you either have a lot of Madden cash and you really don't care if you lose it. Just please don't spend it. That's my first tip, is if you don't get to the top 1%, there's always next week, guys. Just get better, keep on using these tips and tricks. I should be coming out with these weekly on how to get these players. So the first tip I have is to drop fans in head-to-head. Now, a lot of people in my streams have been saying, you know, the more fans you have in head-to-head, the harder it gets in tournaments. So for me, I'm an Elite 3. I have 3 million fans, and I will honestly probably drop down to around 1 to like 1.5 million fans. I know I'm throwing away all of my progress so far in head-to-head, but I really want to get to the top 1%. I really want these free elite players, because once again, the free elite players, all I'm using is tickets that EA gave me to then get free players. So if I can go to rewards, I will probably be dropping down to around tier 2 gold or tier 3, because I've heard that once you hit tier 1 gold, it gets they actually put you against harder players. So I'm probably going to drop to around tier 2, maybe even tier 3 gold, just so I can get go against easier players and make sure that you have the best chance. If you really want to give yourself the best chance at winning games in the head-to-head in the tournament, I guess you guys can drop down to silver if you really want the best chance. I'm depending on how many fans it is, I might drop down to tier 1 silver. We'll just see. But I'm just going to show you guys how you can drop down fans the easiest. That sounds so weird, how you can lose fans the fastest. But having 3 million fans, it will take a little bit to actually, you know, drop all of the fans. I probably need to actually play a game of the all Madden, the 60,000 fans one, because if you play that, you'll be losing fans faster than playing the 36,000 or even like the 18,000 fan one. So once you get the ball, all you're going to want to do is run your guy back to the end zone, and it should give the other team a safety. So that is the easiest way. You've just lost, or I've just lost 36,000 fans, or 24,000, so it's almost the full part. So you get the ball, you make your kick return or run all the way back to the end zone, and boom. So just keep on doing this over and over and over until you drop fans. And I'm just saying, you guys don't have to drop fans. It's just one way that I'm pretty sure will get you you're gonna get paired up against easier people in head-to-head. So you're not gonna win every single game, but instead of going up against really good head-to-head players, you're gonna be going up against players, you know, who aren't as good, who are pretty low in head-to-head. So if you know you're really good in head-to-head, drop fans for this, and then you can always grind back and it won't be too hard. But my next tip is to drop your overall on your team. So right now my team is an 85 overall. It's a really high team. I probably shouldn't have an 85 overall right now. And if you guys are an all elite team, you're like, man, I really love my team, I really want to keep a certain positions, well, just keep those positions. I think that if for me, I'm going to drop my O-line to an all gold O-line for this tournament, because what that's going to do is it's going to pair you up with people who are lower overall. It wouldn't make sense for EA to pair someone who is, you know, an 85 overall with someone who's like a 75 overall. So they're going to be pairing people who are like, if I'm a 75 overall, they might pair me with someone who's like a 78 or 79. And of course, those players are more likely to be worse at the game or not as good, you know, not have a proper game plan and all that stuff. So I'm going to be dropping especially my offense, because if I can get I still want like a decent O-line, you know, an all gold O-line, so it's not trash, but I still want to drop because I would like to, you know, get a lower overall. And then I don't really need a tight end too much, so I guess I can just put him as a silver tight end. And then same with Des Bryant. I don't really ever pass the ball. If I ever pass the ball, it's usually just to Tyreek Hill, so I don't have to be too worried about that position. So I'm going to keep Tyreek Hill. I'm going to keep Marshall Faulk. I'm going to keep Tyrod Taylor, and then I'm going to take away Michael Crabtree. He's the player I got last week for actually completing that. So we are now, what are we? We went from an 85 overall to an 82 overall. And if I really wanted to drop even more, I could make my O-line all silvers, and I could get rid of Tyrod Taylor, Giovanni Bernard, and like all those kind of non-crucial things. But still, I do want to keep at least a decent quarterback, wide receiver, and then 2 halfbacks. So that's what I'm recommending to you guys. Dropping your offense overall a few points, even a few points will help, because you'll still get paired with lower overall people. And then for my special teams, you guys don't need punters. You're not going to be punting the ball, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in immediately 67 overall punter, and then for punt returner, I'll put in a 60 overall. So now that is just these 2 players. If you guys don't even want to touch your offense, head over to your special team and drop them down, because you don't need punters, you don't need punt returners, so it's kind of pointless to even have them. I might just make that permanent, because once again, there's no point in actually having punters and punt returners, because I don't play seasons mode, so I'm never going to return punt. I'm never even going to punt the ball to begin with. So I'm now an 80 overall, a 77 offense, and it's 85 defense. So it would be good to, you know, drop your offense a lot and then keep a good defense. And you know, you want a really strong defense, you want like a solid D-line, a solid backfield. So once you have that, you know, your offense has dropped down and your special teams has dropped down overall points, head over to game plan. So this is going to be a case-by-case thing. It's not going to be identical for everyone. You might be able to spend, you know, 100,000 coins to get a really good game plan, but this game plan costs around 250,000 coins, I believe. So it's nothing crazy, but some of these actually cost around like one was almost 90,000 coins, and then my 2-point run is a bit more expensive. But if you guys go ahead and click your play history, it's right below the 2-point item. It says play history. Click that, and this is where you can really defeat your opponent. So if you guys ever get countered in head-to-head, it's pretty bad. You know, you can lose a lot of yards, you can get fumbles, you can get intercepted. So countering your opponent is probably the #1 thing you can do in this game that will really help you. And I don't think for the last tournament I even had a game plan, so this one is really going to help me. So what I've done is I've gone out, I've looked at all my most used plays. So you guys can search from average gains, from touchdowns, from counter chance. Well, counter chance doesn't really do anything, but the thing that I look for is how often. So these plays, these first 5 plays are the 5 most used plays against my defense. So if I start countering the 5 most used 5 plays, then they're gonna have to, you know, resort to other plays they're not comfortable with. They're gonna have to start using plays like passing plays that they don't know the route, so they might throw an interception. So this is what actually happens to me a lot. If they counter the plays that I know I use a lot and I'm really comfortable with, I start getting panicked. I start, you know, getting uncomfortable. I have to use different plays that I'm not as familiar with, and I end up either turning the ball over or getting intercepted or something like that. So right now I have Hail Mary and Smash, which are once again probably the 2 most used just passing plays in the game in general. And then I have bounce halfback dive, strong eye halfback toss, and weak eye halfback gut. So once again, this might be different for you guys. I would just recommend looking at the top 5 most used plays on your play history, and then going out buying game plans for that. And that really wraps it up for the game plan part of things. You can get a 2-point run. I don't even have a defensive unit yet. I don't have one. I don't even know if they're on the market, or if they are, they're really expensive. So I might pick one up on later. I'm not really sure. But 2 points are also pretty important. 2 points are basically, they only apply to the 2-point conversion. So if people end up going for 2-point conversion, which a lot of people do in this tournament, you will have a better chance of countering. So right now I have a 40% countering, or a 40% chance to counter run plays, 25 for short pass, and 25 for PA pass. So basically 1 out of every 4 people will get countered who go against me in head-to-head, which is really good in my opinion, for the 2-point run. And then of course, if they use one of these 5 plays, it's going to be instantly countered. They're going to have no chance of doing anything. So that's also really going to help me on defense. I still have a strong defense, and my offense has dropped down, so I'm going to get paired with lower overall people. So once again, a full recap on this tutorial. The first thing that you can actually do is go to head-to-head and drop fans, because once you get to like the really low fan count, it really doesn't matter how many you have, but once you start getting to around gold 3, gold 2, gold 1, especially in the elite, you're gonna start to get paired up with people who are way better than you. Not necessarily better than you, but they're really good players at head-to-head, so it will be harder. You probably will have a hard time defeating them. So you can drop fans, and like I said, just get the ball and run it back to the end zone. That will be a safety, and then you can just keep on repeating that over and over until you drop fans. And once again, this step is really up to you, the dropping fans, because I know a lot of people don't want to do that. But if you don't want to drop fans, you can always head over to your offense, head over to your special team, and take out the positions you don't use. Now for me, if you guys never run the ball, then take out your halfback. But if you never throw the ball, take out your wide receivers, take out a tight end or two, or even the flex spot. But I do use Tyreek Hill. I do pass to him a decent amount. So this is really, once again, a case-by-case thing. It's what you use the most and what's going to work best for you. So then, of course, don't really touch the defense, because that's really important, and defending and all that stuff. And then special teams, I would say just take out the punter and the punt returner, because in tournament mode you don't punt and you don't use your punt returner, so they're useless positions. If you want to, you can get bronze players and put bronze players in the positions, but it's not that big of a deal. So I actually dropped my overall 5 whole points, and that will help me out a ton when I'm searching. And then the last but not least is game plan. So once again, go through your play history, see the 5 most used plays, go out and buy game plans. If you can't, then I guess you can check out some coin making methods if you need to get some coins, because it's not too expensive. Once again, this costs around 250,000 coins. It's not the end of the world. But the 2-point run was a bit more expensive, but you don't have to get a 2-point. It just kind of helps in the long run, all that good stuff. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, and also if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever I do upload more tutorials like this, more elite player guides, and all that good stuff. So on that, it has been your boy DuckyTheGamer, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.